Hello. My name is Makita Rodriguez, and I'm a coach, consultant, and digital agency owner. And my company's name is Redword Host LLC. You can learn more by visiting redwordhost.com. So today we're talking about the importance of finding harmony between your professional life and your personal life. And so, what are we really talking about? Work-life balance. Now, I know a lot of people do not like to call it work-life balance because they have a problem with really seeing how the two things can actually balance out. But there are reasons why I stick with the terminology. And as we talk together, you'll begin to understand my perspective and my philosophy on the work-life balance conversation and how it actually works out with my methodology. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this topic. So the truth of it all is that when you become an entrepreneur, you can get really invested, heavily invested in everything that you are doing in your business. I mean, you're looking at it grow, you're watching how, it really embodies the presence of who you are, how you're able to flourish and grow within your business, how it empowers you, how it strengthens you, how when you're generating revenue, you feel so good about it. And then you're able to bring that back home into your family life and celebrate it. However, because of all the different things that being an entrepreneur requires of you, it can really take hold of who you are and, most importantly, your time. So it becomes extremely important that we find work-life balance. Now, one of the reasons why I think this conversation is so important is because I speak to so many entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs, who at some point in time decides that they no longer want to be an entrepreneur because it's in conflict with their life, as a mom, as a wife, and they want more from their life and they don't want to give everything over to business. Or maybe they felt like, before when they're in their 9 to 5 or when they're in corporate, it was just taking too much from who they are. And now that they have a business, it's doing the same thing. So a lot of business owners that I talk to that find themselves in this position, they end up throwing in the towel or saying, I'll come back later and I'll do this. Now, if I'm completely honest, I have been in that place before where, I have run my business and then I've said I'm done. I've come back, I've run it again, I've said I'm done. And then at one point I had to just fully commit. And instead of saying I'm done, I had to give myself permission to do things like take a sabbatical or even create specific systems and processes in my business that would enable me and empower me to really be the woman that I want to be in my business, to work with the type of clients that I want to work with, and to have the real true freedom that I so desire in my business. And so this is something that I have personally experienced, something that I know about, something that I've taken action on, and something that I know that once you take full responsibility and you begin to take action, you begin to set up things in your business and in your life, then it won't be something that you find so frustrating. You have other problems in your life that need to be solved. You have other problems in your business that need to be solved. It really doesn't need to be that this is the primary one that drives you crazy. So let's be clear. It does take practice. It does take consistency. It does take the courage to set boundaries, to say yes to some things and no to others. But more than anything, I want you to know that it can definitely be done. So while we're on the subject, let's talk about what happens when you finally establish work-life balance. When you finally say yes to your business fully and to your life fully, then you determine within yourself that these two things have to work together. They must coincide. They must work out, right? And so you begin to ask yourself questions. Now, sometimes people ask, can this be done? But since you've already determined that, yes, this can be done, now you have to start asking the questions of how. How is it that you are going to do it? What is it that you're going to do to make sure that the two balance out? And by balance out, I don't exactly mean equal all the time. I mean that you are in a place of finding balance, that there are times where one has more of your attention than the other, and that is always going to be. I mean, it's just the way that things are in life. Even when you multitask, nothing actually has all of your attention, because you're working on more than one thing at a time. And so what happens when you work on work-life balance is you give yourself the mental freedom. You begin to actually protect your mental health. You give yourself peace of mind. You give yourself joy. You protect your family and you protect your time. So let's talk about some of the ways that you could work on bringing work-life balance into your life and into your business and what that will look like. So let's first talk about prioritizing your self-care. As a person, you have to make time for yourself, whether that is that you get up early in the morning or you take time for yourself during your lunch break or you have time at the end of the day. It's very important that you take the time that you need to do things that you enjoy, to actually take care of yourself, your person, right? As a mom, sometimes that means taking a break. It means stepping away. And I know a lot of moms that may go into a bathroom and take a bathroom break, and there's nothing wrong with that. But really, what we're talking about is determining that you're going to be intentional about prioritizing you. And what does that look like in your business? In your business, it means that you give time to being the visionary, that you give time to being the CEO, that you give time to actually sit and think about what is necessary in your business, that you're not just constantly doing, but that you take care of the business owner that is in the business, that you make sure that you're giving time to, do business planning, or that you're giving time to, like I mentioned before, that you're giving time to dream the dreams and to see the visions that are necessary in your business. When you're thinking about this, it's also going to require some sort of time management. So you have to ask yourself, what does that look like? As I mentioned, with your personal life, it may require you to wake up earlier, right? It may require you to have specific time set aside in the evening to take care of yourself. But as a business owner, this may require you to have specific days where you only focus on in-house activities for your business, especially as a business coach, as an agency owner, as a consultant, someone who provides services for their clients. It's very important that you set some time boundaries, because if not, then you can find all these different things kind of just clashing together, which actually leads into the next thing, which is setting clear boundaries. Now, in your personal life, this is going to look different regardless of, whether you're dealing with your husband, your children, your friends, whatever it is that you're dealing with, this is going to look different. There are going to be times where you have to say yes and times where you have to say no. You're not going to be able to do everything if you want to make sure that you're balancing things well. Same thing goes along with your business. Sometimes you have to say no to particular clients. And so if you're trying to figure out what that looks like, just when you're establishing your client relationship, determining your hours of operations, how it is that your clients are able to reach you. Can they message you anytime or night? Or, is there a work phone? When we offer our business box to our clients, it provides them with a work number, and that enables them to set up a work voicemail and text message and emails, and what this does is it makes it so that the client can always reach out to you, but you don't have to reach out immediately. There's a way of communicating there. So you have to make sure that you set up clear boundaries for yourself and for those who are going to work with you in your business, and just make sure that you let your yes be yes and your no be no. And it's not about being a stickler or being stubborn. It's about creating a sense of order in your life and in your business, so that you know how things are structured and how they're operating. Sometimes when you choose that you don't want to create any order, you're just going to let things go, with the flow, then what happens is you enable chaos to reign within your life and in your business. And if you're always saying yes, then you can find yourself burned out and drained and overwhelmed and unable to perform the way that you really want to. So if you think about it, this is one of the reasons why so many people end up saying no. This is one of the reasons why some people end up turning around and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. It's because they just have a problem with setting the right boundaries. They're always thinking about what a brick and mortar business looks like, and they're not exactly considering the type of business model that they have and what it is that they want for their actual business. If you are creating an online business, creating a coaching business, if you are a service provider, then you have to remember that the business that you are providing, it's yours. And you get to set up what those hours are like, what those boundaries are like, how you work with your customers and clients in ways that are good for them and healthy for you. And even when you're building a team, you have to make sure that you're working with your team members in a way that's healthy for you and for them and for your clients. And if you set up healthy boundaries with yourself and your clients, then when it's time to bring in team members, those things will already be set up and you won't have to redo them. It'll be a great working environment for everyone. When we're talking about setting up boundaries, then some of the things you want to look at is what's the difference between your work phone and your business phone, or your work email and your business email? When do you check those things? When do you take business calls? Are they during work time? Are they during your personal time? And what does that look like? Another way that you can set up harmony or work-life balance in your business and in your life is to actually delegate some tasks. Now, what does this look like? Creating some systems and processes in your business that can either be automated or passed along to another person. Now, if you're delegating tasks, this can be to a person or to an organization that supports you in your endeavors as a business. But there's also ways that you could delegate specific tasks by building out systems in your business. For instance, I like to use the project management system called ClickUp. And there are times where, I need to be reminded about specific tasks, or I need to set up certain automations for things to just happen automatically. The system has been set up and there's certain things that just happen at the click of a button, or, that remind me of specific tasks, and I don't have to worry about it. The same happens when you set up your email systems or your text messaging systems and your workflows and your funnels, and you create these automations that actually help to automate the specific actions in your business so that you don't have to worry about them taking place without you being present. You can even do this when it comes to your social media. You can delegate to the machine, to the software, or you can delegate to a person. However, before you begin to delegate to a person, I just would recommend that you create a few SOPs or processes, or the way that things work in your business that would make it easier for you to communicate to the people you are delegating things to. It can be very simple if you want to keep things in-house, but if you are looking to hire an organization like mine, Redword Host, which is an agency, then there are also certain processes and systems that we have in place that would quickly help you to structure and organize things in your business. For instance, we've had a lot of business owners that struggle with content creation, and they're constantly trying to figure out, what do I post on social media, and how do I grow my business on social media, and how do I make sales through social selling? What is it that we're supposed to do? And they're not even sure about what type of content marketing plan to have. You can choose that you want to sit down and figure all that out yourself, or you can pass it along to us. Now, it's definitely not something that you can just forget about completely. We're going to have conversations with you, but it is definitely something that you can delegate to kind of take off of your plate and make sure that you're able to focus and have more balance in your life and in your business. Another option is to practice mindfulness. Now, this looks different for everyone, but specifically, it just really means taking the opportunity to give yourself a brain break to think through where you are, to be grateful, and to kind of connect with yourself in a mental and physical capacity that is relieving and strengthening. So some people are going to want to pray, while others are going to want to meditate. Some people are going to want to journal, but whatever it is, you want to create specific routines in your life and within your busy schedule that will empower you and enable you to be mindful, to be thankful, to connect with self in the space that you are currently in. It helps you to cultivate peace in your life. It helps you to release stress and to know that things will be well. Another key to creating work-life balance and harmony in your life is to have specific times that you set aside for things. So that can be time that you set aside specifically for your family, specifically for family functions, like we talked about already, for yourself. But even when you're looking at specific time for your business, there can be times where you speak with people who are collaborators, where you talk with people who are clients, and people who are potential clients. I particularly have different calendars for all of these things. I have calendars for clients and collaborations and leads. And, I decided that I wanted to do this because there was a point where I was always on the phone and I did not know who I was getting ready to talk to or what it was getting ready to be about. Just so many people had to link to my calendar. I had gotten really active inside of Clubhouse, and I was meeting so many different people. And there were people who were booking calls with me, and they just wanted to collaborate, which was great. But this was taken away from the time that I had to work with clients, and the time that I had to grow my audience, and the time that I had to connect with new leads and prospects. So I wanted to make sure that there was some structure in my business, and so I set up specific calendars that would help me with this. This is something that you can implement in your business, but it's also something that you can implement in your life, where you can just determine that there are going to be times where you do things and times where you just don't. So all in all, while we're sitting here talking about this, one of the things I want to encourage you to remember is that success is not just about having professional success. It's also about the quality of your life. Are you enjoying your life experiences? Are you being fulfilled in yourself as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a business owner? Are you finding fulfillment in your business? And are the two things working together? If they're not, then I want to challenge you to put some of the things that I mentioned in action. Take charge of where your life and your business are going. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. It's not going to make you look bad. If anything, it's going to set you up as a great example in our community and in our world. And just give yourself the freedom to be you, to enjoy life, and to enjoy your business. If you have any questions or you would like to connect with me, then drop me a comment below. You can find me on all social media platforms as Mrs. Makita Rod. And down below, I'm going to leave the link to the Create Your Dream Business Journal. It's a 30-day journal that will help you really put things into perspective about where you are, what you desire, and how you want to move forward as you create your dream business. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.